Hello, everybody. I am here. I think we have one whole person right now, if that. Hold tight. We will be officially going and talking here in a couple minutes. Don't know when Bobby. I don't know when Ethan will be here. He should be here fairly soon. I talked to him last night, but we're in no hurry to have him. We'll be talking about all the brackets and everything here at Amidst the Havoc. Thank you all for showing up. We will begin shortly. I have background music playing. I don't know how well it's being heard. Thought it would pick up through the computer capture. It's not. So I am figuring this out as I go. I do apologize. It might be a little shaky, but we're riding with it.
Activate!
All right, I think we're here to go now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Amidst the Havoc. I am here. I'm very exhausted, I'll tell you that much. It's been a crazy, all over the place morning. I got up right at 7, took the dog Bella out, and then took the shower, trimmed the beard, posted the drinking game. By the way, Norwalk Havoc drinking game is up on our social media. It's on the Reddit, it's on the Instagram, it's on the Facebook right now. So if you want to have a little fun during this NHRL event, there you go. We will be hitting up Bobby here in a couple minutes. Bobby, said it again. We will be hitting up Seffi here in a couple minutes, seeing what they're doing. But, it says that we have a weird video resolution here. I'm still figuring this all out as I go. I do apologize. Looks like we have a message here from Amidst the Havoc. We will be talking about robot combat brackets here in a minute. I don't know if the tabs are up. Okay, no, they aren't. You can't see the tabs on the video or on the stream right now, but we do have a bunch of tabs here talking about some of the matchups happening today. Oh, wow. So this is news to me. I didn't know that they were going to do a Swiss? No, this is a round robin bracket for, yeah. Okay, Swiss bracket. Looks like they're doing a Swiss bracket for the heavyweight class at Robotica and for all these smaller classes, which is probably the best thing to do in the end of the day. Excuse me, of course. Beetleweight's doing double elimination. We also have the NHRL brackets right here. One second, I'm gonna shoot Bobby a message. Hope you guys are all doing well today. I'm hanging in there. It's been a pretty up and down morning. Heck yeah, the lad Seffi. That's what we love to see. Really, like I said, I really hope the stream's running well. I guess I'll get output after this stream. I'm going to assume we're about 50 minutes away from Norwalk Havoc starting their stream officially. I don't know if that's going to be like a dead start, like they're going to be starting right at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern, or it's going to be like what they usually have. A little bit of getting ready, getting warmed up, but rest assured, as soon as we got Luke and Kyle on our screen in the Norwalk show, we will be cutting away and we'll be talking more about, we'll be talking more. We'll be talking later in the day, and we'll be doing our live stream, live reacting to all the fights on the TCC channel. We have an event made. If you want to join the TCC channel, we have our Discord link in the video right here. As you can see, top right of the screen. Just putting that invite code in the Discord URL. You will be right there and joining us. In the meantime, though, let's go back. Let's get out of here and let's look at a couple of these brackets. And speaking of, by the way, here, you know what? Here's the background music I was trying to play. Let's see here. I was about to say, if you're looking for robot fighting right now, World of Wardrobe is live streaming the Medway Rapture Robot Combat event, which we are going to be talking about on and off during today. I don't know how their bracket exactly works. I guess we're going to find it out. Looks like they have some weird bots in their chat. That's a bit of a bummer. What are you going to do? Let's see if we can put it on that in the meantime while we get everything ready and while we talk to y'all. And let me put this in the chat. If you're looking for some robot fighting to start off your day, it's official. Oh, the weird heartbeat noise. If that was the lo-fi in the background, I do apologize. I'm figuring this out as I go along, for sure. Ooh. Looks like we have Nightwing in the arena. Oh, there we go. Big Bristol Bots Builders logo. There's Craig. You love to see it. They're all having a good time in Europe. Look at them throwing out the logo. But I actually don't know too much about the field for this event. It's honestly kind of tricky to figure out. I know that the UK scene does have a bracket website. I've been there before, but I haven't looked at it in a while. I completely forgot the URL. So if someone knows that, can send me it. You would be a babe. But we got Woodrow here. We got Craig here. They're shilling the show. My buddy Greg Catalina, Catholize on the BattleBots subreddit. He's a moderator there. He actually has a couple of robots for himself and his son. Head for the exit. That's one right there. They're getting ready to compete. I talked to them a little bit before this event. So I'm wishing them the best of luck. That's probably who I'm cheering for. coming into this competition. Hopefully, like I said, we can get more info about this competition later on in the day. But in the meantime, still waiting on Seffi. He might be a minute. My main man might be oversleeping. Who knows? Looks like, oh, here we go. Looks like we do have some footage here of the recent safety test for Avalanche. Of course, Avalanche Team Toad coming back to Robot Combat in the heavyweight division specifically for the first time since BattleBots 2019. Of course, we last saw them go 2-2 in the regular season with Texas Twister. This is a bit different. This robot is literally, and Michael Fuzzy Malden, he commented on our recent video talking about the some of the competitors coming to Robotica this year. Fuzzy said that I said that there was minimal upgrades on the robot. Incorrect. No upgrades at all, apparently. This is straight up the same Avalanche that went out there at Combot Cup 2009, fighting robots like Tombstone, like Last Rites and Original Sin, Silver Snake during that year. And let's see what we got here. I can't imagine this being too spectacular of footage. Looks like it's just a safety test. We'll check this out, see what's going on here for a moment. But it is great to see Michael Malden back out there again. Avalanche looks great. I do think that this plow, if it can get enough bite in the ground and maybe a good enough bit of push, this robot might be able to pull some things off and be successful at this competition. If it can win, if it can get a win against some of these modern BattleBots competitors like Overhaul, like Danger Noodle, not Danger Noodle. In fact, speaking of Danger Noodle, Claw Viper, Danger Noodle, whatever you want to call it, did drop out of the event. I have no clue why. Maybe I can get info later on in the day. But let's look at that heavyweight bracket real quick. I got 85 million brackets up here. And overall, 10 robots have entered. We have Slammo, of course, Team Danby's new. I didn't say new. Team Danby's main heavyweight robot right now. This is the third version of the robot. If you've seen the Craig Danby Instagram or you've seen Team Danby's Instagram, you would know that he's been working a ton on this robot, trying to streamline it, trying to make it a better machine. We're going to see how that pays off today. Like I said, one of my prior videos, I don't think Robotica is streaming. I believe one of the co-organizers, Mark Alem, said they will not be streaming. But we will be trying to pull up updates, maybe some fight videos throughout the day that we can react to, talk about. Other matches that we do have here, just talking about Avalanche right here. It looks like its first opponent is going to be Horizon. Oh, speaking of Mark, there he is. Hey, Mark. Speaking of first opponents, Horizon will be Avalanche's first opponent, known as Ryzen at this competition. Oh, look at that. That just looks great. I don't know if this robot's going to be lifting anything up just because of the plow setup, but oh, this is just big shades of Frostbite right here. You do love to see it. Ryzen is, we saw one teaser from one of the people working on the robot. I posted that on Instagram yesterday. It looks like a sandpaper disc. I don't know if that's the final thing or maybe just a placeholder, but it will be fascinating to see what disc setup they use for this event. Horizon really does seem like a robot you would not expect in a sportsman competition. But the team's licking their chops. They're ready to compete again. And who can blame them? You know, we're all excited to see them fight. It looks like there's a chunk taken out of Avalanche's plow right here. So Michael was not kidding when he said there was no upgrades since Combot Cup 2009. Because it looks like Last Rites took a little bit of a bite right there. That's a bit of a bummer. Oh, well. I'm sure it's not going to affect much in a sportsman competition. It's driving super well. That's really exciting. Hey, they got a video here. They got some footage here. Maybe they will do a live stream. Only time will tell. We'll see. Just over here on the Robot Rebellion stream, I'm looking at it. It looks like we have a bunch of robots I have not heard of about to enter the arena. I did see one robot that looked like a 3-pound version of Crossfire from King of Bots 1. I love Crossfire. The Team Typhoon crew, they made a badass robot with that. I wish we could see them make another heavyweight. I love PP3D. I love 008. I love Crossfire. They make some great machines. If they made another Spool Body Spinner, I would love that too. But I digress. We're just checking out some footage of Avalanche here. Let's get back to the bracket, heavyweight bracket. We got 3 other matches that are going to be happening in that first round. Tiger Plywood, we talked about this in a recent video. This is from one of the ferryweight builders in the Houston scene. I believe it's just a 4-wheel drive drumbot, I wish. I believe it's just a 4-wheel drive wedgebot. And this robot has prototype motors for a BattleBots heavyweight applicant from the Houston scene course, hasn't been accepted yet. Maybe it has, and we just don't know it. But that's what we know about that robot. They're going to be taking on deferred maintenance. Deferred maintenance. I'm not used to this. When I'm not live, I should say, I just cut out any sturly, stumbly stuff I do with my words. But I can't do that today. We're winging it. They're going to be taking on deferred maintenance, aka overhaul. It's just straight up overhaul, logos and everything. And we're probably going to see Overhaul get their first heavyweight win this year. Charles Guan going to start off the year with a W, or I should say start off Robotica with a W. That's going to be pretty exciting. It will be a good test dummy for Overhaul to get its feet wet at this new event, new arena for it. I'm eager to see that. The next matchup we have, this is an interesting one. Two really unproven teams here. You know, if you've been following us early in the year, last year, a Smotherbot, heavyweight Smotherbot, instead of using the Tentamushi shell, it uses the big turtle shell. It's called O'Reilly. It's a fun robot, but they really didn't get it together. I think Robot Ruckus came a little too early for them. They weren't prepared, but they've made some big upgrades to this robot. It now has a feeder wedge, more weight up front, overall more reliable body. In fact, they made a 3-pounder and I believe a 30-pounder of this same design too. So he's been working, so I think it's D2 Robotics is the name of the team. They've been working on these robots for quite a while now. This is their bread and butter design. We're going to see if this pays off here. They're going to be taking on Whole Hog, another robot we've been discussing in an earlier video. Whole Hog is Snuggabot, the 120-pound BattleBot from BattleBots 3.0. In fact, let's pull that one up here. Boom, boom. Nothing going on. Let's kill that stream so we're not using too much bandwidth here. Don't want to make my stream fuzzy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's this spot here. It never competed on TV back in the day. Never made it that far. In fact, it has one career loss to CU Denver Damagog, a robot which very similar to Spicy Hugs and Shredderator Robots past. Shredder, I should say, not Shredderator. But of course, modern picture of Snuggabot here. This is the one we used in the video. Just a simple wedge. This is what Whole Hog robot's going to look like. Whole Hog is this robot here, Snuggabot, brought up to the 250-pound class, and it's made by Hardy Hog Combat Robotics, coming out of Richardson, Texas. They bought this robot. We don't know the full extent of their upgrades. We posted that picture of the preview image that they posted, and it just has those two forked wedges at the front. I assume that they're going to have them here. It's just going to be a good old plow bot. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Which of these unproven, not really rookies in terms of O'Reilly, but rookie year competitors are going to have the better matchup. And then our last Battle Boss competitor present, Happy Catter, of course, Mad Catter. We saw footage that Bunny's there, Martin Mason's there. They got a good crew of builders there. They're going to be there with the lifting arm, with the wheel spinner, presumably. And they're going to be taking on Little Pip Resurrected. We got to go all the way back to, I think Head for the Exit just lost on the UK stream. That's unfortunate. I think they lost by immobilization there. But talking about Lil Pip here, this is a robot that we last saw compete at RoboGames 2016. And it was really just a filler bot, just got some guys that made a heavyweight trying to get in there, fighting machines like Foxstick and Tombstone that year. 4-wheel drive, lifter at the front, but these guys, they've been posting update videos for Lil Pip. I believe that's the same team. It's an over-the-top lifter now, so I don't know how to describe this. Let's use this comb that I for some reason have here, and this TCC sticker to describe this. Let's see. I gotta go a picture myself. So we're looking at like here, and then it goes. This is the analysis I know y'all paid for. Thankfully, we didn't pay for this. Like that. Just a little top lifter, just peeps up at the top, peeps them over. Think about, I know there's robots that do this, and it's going to drive me insane until I can think. Lightning had a top flipper that kind of worked. Robot Wars Series 7 UK scene. Pyramidroid had some top spokey little pokers at the top that lifted up robots. BattleBots 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, but not too much success there. Thank you, Senate Robotics. I just saw that. It is Grinding Wheels by Big Ole Brush Motors Drip for Verizon. That's what I thought it was in that preview image. I didn't think it was like a sandpapery thing, but Grinding Wheels, that definitely makes sense. I don't know what that's going to do to Avalanche. I think Avalanche is going to be able to bounce off of it for the most part, at least for today. And just deflect the impacts. Shouldn't be too bad for them. Let's see if we got any other updates in the Discord chats for some of these events that are happening right now. I should be pulling up the Norwalk Havoc stream fairly soon so I don't cut off into what they're doing. Still waiting on Sephi here, but in the meantime, here we go. Sea Dragons War Backlash Wave. We saw Sea Dragons War have a very good run at Norwalk Havoc, I believe all the way back in March. He hasn't had the exact same luck William has yet in terms of the other events. He only has competed in April, though. Love to see how that goes. Backlash Wave did respectfully in May. Just sort of had an average, mediocre event. Here's another robot that we're going to be seeing competing. Fillibuster, of course, from Chaotic Robotics. If you've seen these guys on Instagram, they always make some amazing, like, Hexbug models. I don't know where this guy gets all these Hexbugs from, to be honest. I've joked with him about it before. But, obviously, he's got a bit of money if he's making an awesome bot like this. Fillibuster's a 3-pound vertical spinner. I love the logo at the top with the KR on top of the capital there. This is a sick-looking robot. I'm excited to see these guys compete, and I believe if they win, they're going to be taking on a Brazilian robot. So, best of luck to them. I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow, but I do intend on having Chaotic Robotics come on to Amidst the Havoc, talk about their fights a little bit. We're looking forward to having them. Let's go down this a little bit more, see what else we got here. Here's another Beetleweight competing today. And I'd be lying to you if I said I had any clue who this robot is. It's made by a gentleman named Eli. And dude's looking like a good old front plow-based vertical spinner there. We'll probably see it later on today. Just little real weights appearing everywhere here. Here's a pretty solid boxy undercutter made by Alex from the UMD Leathermax Razor Storm. Oh my goodness. Look at this machine. I don't know if this is a 3-pounder, 12-pounder, or whatever. I guess we can pull it up right here, couldn't we? Of course, only 6 bots in the 30-pound bracket. There's a great chance for a lot of these robots to qualify. In fact, it's harder to not qualify for the finals in a 6-bot bracket. 4 of those robots will be going in December. Excuse me. And here we go. No, I guess it is a 3-pounder. I thought it was a 12-pounder. I do not know. Let me look up Razor. Yes. Razor Storm is going to be taking on Fallout in round 1. It looks like they got a bye. Excuse me. But a lifter, vertical spinner hybrid. I'm eager to see that. One store I will be saying it's notable. I did notice it in here, and I noticed it on the 12-pound class. I don't know the details. I'll pull it up in a minute. But it looks like the Miltank girls have pulled out of the July event, which is really unfortunate. I was actually planning on putting Miltank as one of the prompts in the drinking game. Once again, the drinking game for Norwalk Havoc is on our Instagram, social media, and on Reddit if you want to participate with us today. I'm not going to be doing any drinking personally. I mean, I do actually have a bottle of wine I haven't touched, but I'm not much of a drinker. I am going to be hanging out with y'all during Norwalk Havoc Live, reacting to all the fights, so watch out for that. If you're watching the Robot Rebellion stream, we do have 2 robots loading into the arena right now. I have no clue who they are. It looks like we got a rammer and maybe a vertical spinner. This vertical spinner reminds me a lot of, oh geez, the name's going to escape me. It's a featherweight from the Robot Wars Series 7 days. It'll come back to me at some point. Let's not get too all over the place here. Razor Storm is going to be taking on a robot named Fallout. Miltank, the Miltank girls, and Miltank both not here. But here's another person that we are going to be having on the stream later in the day. Maybe today or tomorrow. It is Anthony D'Ambrosio, one of the real friends of the Combot Collective, one of my big supporters. I always put him over as much as I can because he's helped me so much during this whole process. He has Blackbird. Blackbird is back. He's upgraded everything, and he talked a little bit about some of the upgrades. I'll get to that in a second. In fact, in our Amidst the Havoc chat, let's see here. Here we are. Pictures of the bot. Here's what Anthony D'Ambrosio bot said himself. The mini bot here is called Raven. It is a 5.5 ounce mini bot TPU, and it's designed by another friend of the Combot Collective. Someone else will have on this weekend, Angel. He's of course going to be there with HypeTrain and I believe 1 other robot. And oh jeez, robot names are just slipping my mind today because I know it's in the bracket here. Let's just pull it up real quick. It's the mini pain train. We saw it compete a couple months ago in the April event. Hurt Caboose, that's the name. Hurt Caboose is the robot. We'll be talking a little bit more about Hurt Caboose and HypeTrain later on in the stream, probably during our evening or our midday stream. Keep an eye out for that. But yes, 6 ounces of additional weight into the weapon via these AR knuckles on the robot. it just looks brutal. I mean, look at the reach on the robots. I'm very excited to see what these guys do. You know me. We're all about Team Blackbird here. We got the logo. I'm blocking it now. Let's see if I can contort my arm. Yeah, we got the logo right there. We love us some Blackbird here at the Combot Collective. Let's see what else we got going in the NHRL chat before we start looking at these brackets a little bit. Still waiting on Ethan to show up. Who knows when that's going to be. It might be the midday stream when we finally see him, but it's all good. I haven't talked this much to myself in quite a while. Check out these badges. Love the badges. Here's a good shot of the pits too, in fact. All the chaos happening on the second floor of the arena. I can't wait to see this stuff go down. Looks like that's all we got for the NHRL business. Let's see what's going on at MRCA. I don't know if they have a specific channel talking about their discussions and their everything going on with them. Not really, it looks like. We're still waiting on the Iowa stream to start. They're going to be starting at 10 a.m. Central Time. Of course, they are in Central Time, so they're going to be starting a little bit later than the Norwalk guys. Meanwhile, over here in the UK, oh my goodness! If you're tuning into the Robot Rebellion stream, we got one hell of a battery fire, it looks like. I believe this robot's called Mistake. Might just be the name on the back. Yep, into the battery box it goes. That would be a drinking game prompt if we were doing that right now, but I didn't make a drinking game for those, of course. Oh. Let's see here. Yeah, Senate, do you have event details for the competition? All I have is, you know what, here. Let me go to Robot Combat Events, and we can pull something up from there. I will admit, MRCA was a bit of a last-minute addition to this stream. I just saw that they were happening to be doing something the same weekend, and I'm trying to cover MRCA. We are going to be doing a full-on live event breakdown for the finale event that's going to be happening in October for the Antweight Championship. Probably one of the most important Antweight Championships in the world right now. Not many other competitions. I mean, I guess you got Ant Freeze, you got the Antweight World Series, which both happen in the UK. Those always have a little bit of prestige with them. But let's look at some of these robots while we're waiting on the bracket to pull up here for them. We'll probably end up having to pull up the bracket during our midday stream unless something comes up that I can get an update for. We got a lot of these kit bots here, like Cookie Cutter, of course. Remy de Guzman and Santana Starks, two guys which we normally see in the Norwalk Havoc scene, but are native to the Midwest, choosing the Midwest event over NHRL, trying to get into that MRCA finals event. Here we got Weird Flex from Remy here. This is a very impressive wedge bot. Like a two-wheel drive, Antweight version of Wicked Wedge. It's a solid robot, but in my opinion, my favorite Remy de Guzman robot right now has to be Mud Skipper. If you watched my live event recap video, I gushed over Mud Skipper, and really I've been gushing over this robot since we saw the bigger version of it. Bananas for Scale competing at NHRL May. It's just a solid robot. It's a shuffling design. It's got the undercutter with it. There is no wasted space on this robot, and if you haven't looked at this Windy City Showdown footage yet, you gotta check this robot out because it is fun to watch. It hits hard. It's surprisingly reliable. This robot went 5 straight in the losers bracket during the June MRCA event for Windy City Showdown. Yeah, it's just a solid robot. Looks like they have the Bloodsport team's Bloodsport undercutter right there, so you know they're using good tech. And shout outs to Mud Skippers in general. What a cool fish. I don't know if, with all 8 people that are in the chat right now, I don't know if any of y'all ever did the tax test when y'all were in school. But I always remembered at the start of the ELA tax test, there would be a little like practice prompt that you would have to like look over before you did the actual test. And it would always be about fucking mud skippers. That's the only reason why I know about them fish. But I digress. Getting off topic here. Random stories. Let's move on down the list here. Talking about Santana Starks. Lil Twisty, the 1-pound version of Twisty in this bracket. Who else we got here? Flipping the Bird, another kit bot, mostly harmless. That's a pretty sick looking drum bot. I don't know if I've heard of Team 42 Robotics, but check this bot out. Oh, well, I guess that doesn't work. Let's see. Can you see the bot? Yes, y'all can. Very interesting. What's going on here? Looks like it's competed a few times before. It was at Michigan Mashup. I don't remember this bot anywhere. Here's a bot from Team Shredded called Robobot. I think we did see them compete in Windy City Showdown. Fairly wide open field though. It looks like Love Will Tear Us Apart, Flip, those 2 robots that went top 2 at the Windy City Showdown event, the most recent MRCA competition. Not present at this one, so it's wide open. We might get some new winners, some new qualifiers for this competition. Let's look at the 8 pound, a big beetle weights, 8 robot beetle weight bracket here. A bit less to keep up with. We do have some robots here. We have Flatline, who isn't Chop Shop, or the bigger version of it. It is something very similar. Solid looking robot though. Here we go, more Santana Starks and more Remy de Guzman. Here's Wicked Wedge, Candy Striker, and Twisty. Those are robots you would definitely know from past NHRL streams. Here's Deadly Yellow Munchkin. I am actually surprised this robot is competing at this competition. This robot kicked off the entire 3 pound bracket in the Windy City Showdown. Very first fight, this bot got absolutely destroyed by another NHRL bot we've seen before, T3. This robot's a lifter apparently. I had no clue. I thought it was just a plow bot. Made its debut actually at Windy City Showdown. Wait, no I didn't. My apologies. They had 2 events in 2021. But its first appearance, I believe, on YouTube or any capacity was at Windy City Showdown. Very first fight against T3, they got destroyed. So it's hard to do worse than that. Hopefully we'll see them make a bit of a bounce back here. We'll take a quick peep into the featherweight bracket here. I don't think we'll be talking too much about featherweights today just because it isn't the hot topic. You know, there's not really any featherweight championships or qualifiers anywhere. To my knowledge, at least. Maybe MRCA also does a featherweight final. I believe it's just antweight, but I might be incorrect. Do like how some of these robots look. Ram here stands out to me as a cool looking design. I kind of like the orange, almost like a Swiss cheese look if you think about it. This undercutter here, Grave Pebble, another solid looking robot. I don't recognize any of these teams. So there's Team 42 again. There's Team Shreddit. So I guess I do. But let's get to these brackets, huh? Let's get to these Norwalk Havoc brackets. We got about half an hour before Norwalk presumably goes live. I don't know. Like I said at the start of the video, I don't know if they're going live right at the start. Let's pull that open right now. In fact, just to get it up, get it ready for when we do want to go over there. Yeah, 9 a.m. We shall see. I am very excited. There you go. They got a little bit of a countdown right there. And let's see. Let's go through some of these brackets for the NHRL and the Robotica events while we still wait on the MRCA brackets. Right now for Robot Rebellion at Medway Rapture, everyone's just hanging out. Nothing happening in terms of events, in terms of arena. Looks like they got a good crowd, though, at the competition. That's exciting to see. They have a good little venue there. It's got a bit of a rustic feel. I can dig that. But let's check it out here. We'll start off with this featherweight Robotica bracket. And I'm not too solid, not too savvy on all these robots competing at Robotica in the smaller classes just yet. So let's pull a bit of a reference here. We'll talk about this small featherweight class first. I do know one thing. I know about Squire. Let me see. I don't know if anyone else has seen pictures of Squire yet. Let me look it up. I think it's in the King of Draft discussion, but I might be wrong. It might be in the Combot Collective Discord. Once again, if you haven't joined the Combot Collective Discord yet, just put in that invite code in the top right of the corner. You see it by the Discord icon. We will be there, and we will be discussing, live chatting, and live reacting to the NHRL matches when they start going on. But, no, it looks like Squire was not here. While I pull up the picture, yes, here we go. It's pretty much a 30-pound version of Dragon Slayer. I really did enjoy watching Dragon Slayer compete back during Battle Boss 2021. It's a shame the robot didn't have too much in terms of weapon power. But what are you going to do? Hopefully we will see them improve it. We've seen some teasers of what the 2022 design is going to look like. Looks absolutely awesome. We have some guy eating ramen on camera on the Robot Rebellion stream. You love to see it. I love the pink shorts, that dude. But yeah, this looks like a solid robot. I thought those were metal wheels at first. I thought this guy was going full-on Razor or Hypnodisc with it, but no, those look like some normal wheels. Just your classics design. It is very much a 30-pound version of Dragon Slayer. I just noticed right now, you can kind of see it, that the weapon blade is a horse head. You love to see it. You know, it's good to see that Jordan and the rest of the Dragon Slayer team getting some more robot combat experience. It's crazy that Dragon Slayer and Piranha were the first 2 robots ever, 2 heavyweights right off the bat. And like I said earlier in the video, Piranha will also be competing in the heavyweight class. His very first robot, but it will be making its heavyweight debut today, Very excited for that. And Piranha won't be running the vertical spinner. We're not going to have a bush hog situation like we saw at South Florida Fair where they're just running a slow vertical spinner. I've been keeping this on the down low. I haven't brought it up to anyone, even though I've quite frankly known it for months. Piranha is going to be using a, let's pull up a picture of Piranha, so in case you don't know who I'm talking about. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. I'm not talking about the Robot Wars Piranha or the Robot Ruckus Piranha, of course. Let's see here. I know that one other robot. Oh, yeah. Pneumatic. Pneumatic did pull out. I believe due to COVID, all the War Easy team had to pull out. But they got tested negative yesterday. And the War Easy captain did post on the HACR Discord. Oh, I'm still in warning mode. I do apologize. He said on the Discord that he's now negative for COVID, but that he doesn't know what he'd be able to do, but he could bring some robots for some exhibitions or to play around with if need be. Hopefully we do see some Pneumatic in action. It looks like it's a pretty sick flipper robot. I love me some flippers, especially flippers from Texas, if you know me. But here we go. Looking at Piranha here, look at that chunky vertical spinner. You knew they were just trying to throw something on the bot back then. This is the robot that's going to be competing today. Of course, no vertical spinner, but I did hear from the captain of the team months ago. I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to release anything that they didn't release themselves. It is going to be saw blades on the robots. If you remember Hypershock competing at Robot Ruckus 2019, I believe that was the last time they competed. They kind of did the same thing where they replaced the vertical spinner with a big pink saw blade, made some beautiful sparks, but wasn't the most combat efficient. But they can score points with that, so if they can get some good driving and they can aim that weapon forward, it's a bit tricky without the feeder wedges like we see right here, but if they can keep that weapon forward and just focus that impact in on these robots like Avalanche, like Ryzen, maybe they can go far in this bracket. I say bracket, it's a round robin, of course. And they're going to be fighting Slammo first, so that's a tough draw for them. But what are you going to do? Let's see what we got here. We got some more people in the chat. I'm just bouncing back and forth here. I appreciate you guys all for coming in so far. The chat's actually bumping and thumping. I mean, I say that. There's two people talking in it. But it is super exciting to see you guys. I love that you all showed up. I appreciate it so much. Robobot is also from Santana. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't for sure certain. And that picture of Mud Skipper is old. Oh. Has there been changes made to the robot since the June event? I would like to see, because it's an awesome robot. Very eager to see what they've done. And I agree, Rogers Robotics. Thank you. You've been a big supporter of the channel lately. Thank you. You've been awesome. I love Dropkick. It is such a badass robot. I love your energy. And yeah, it's just great to see. We've got fighting in the UK. We've got fighting in 3 states, Iowa, Texas, Connecticut. States you wouldn't expect robot fighting to be in, you know. This is an event in Florida. This is a Pneumatics back in. Oh, yes! Oh, that got me fired up. Oh, shoot. Refresh the bracket. Are they there? Maybe they haven't added them yet. If they're just exhibition, I get it. Last second stuff's last second stuff. But if Pneumatics back in, oh, that got me all sorts of fired up. I want to see that robot fight. Now, Deadly Yellow Munchkin apparently dropped out, sadly. Heard that from 2 people here. That's a bit of a bummer. Let's see what we got here. Senate saying Dragon Slayer hits pretty hard. I don't know. I feel bad because I was so critical to Dragon Slayer during all of the BattleBot season. They did good. It was a good rookie season. Don't get it twisted. You put up contentious matches against Minotaur. You go against Orbi, a South Korean icon. You beat Duck, a BattleBot's favorite, and Duck. Shoutouts to Duck. By the way, Target has the Duck and Rotator 2-pack on sale. I'm gonna get it because I am missing my 2 Duck wheels. Don't know why. When I moved to this apartment, the Duck wheels didn't come with me, so I'm probably gonna get a replacement Duck. Have a whole flock of fowl here at the Combot Collective studio desk. I really hope we see Pneumatic in that bracket. Oh. I see what you're talking about with you're talking about the Bloodsport blade. They're using the Death Carrot bar, and it was used at WRC in January. And they won that event. Ooh. They had a rollover thing last month at Windy City. Did like a roll bar, I believe, correct? I remember them using it a couple of times because I know they flipped over when I was reviewing the footage and everything. I think I got to pick Mudskipper to win that class. I know we don't have brackets yet, so we're not making bracket predictions yet, but I do think I got Mudskipper to win that class. I'm all over the place here. I do apologize. I feel like I said 10 minutes ago we were going to look at brackets. But here we go. Let's look at these featherweight brackets for realsies this time. Pull up those robots one more time. Squire will be taking on Team Rocket at first. Oh man, we literally have pictures of none of these robots, huh? Oh well. I believe Chetney's Chisel is from Team D20, but I believe it's just a wedge bot. I did think they did have a 30-pound version of the O'Reilly bot. I might be incorrect on that. Yeah, it looks like the only robot I know here is Squire. That's a bit unfortunate. So, I mean, just out of veteranship alone, just looking at some of these teams here, I don't necessarily recognize a lot of these crews here. So I guess out of a 8-brain prediction here, we'll just go Squire until maybe we can get more news on this bracket. But let's go to the heavyweight class. Talking about Rogers Robotics, Dropkick recently had a big-time main event. I love that we're seeing small bots get main events at these shows. Florida SuperCon, that's going to be an event we're talking about a good bit at the end of July, early August when we do the July rundown. We will be talking about that matchup. The Cannibal Mini did fight Dropkick during that competition as a little special team matchup. Oh man, I don't know how these live streamers do. I'm dying. And a special team matchup. Only 4 robots in this bracket here, it looks like. Let's see if we can pull up pictures on this one. On paper, though, you got to think Cannibal Mini is going to be a favorite in a 4-robot bracket with a lot of unknowns because we have seen Cannibal Mini. We've seen it compete in Florida. We've seen it compete in Norwalk. It's been a Norwalk finalist before. I've been a little skeptic of it in the past, of course, because of the fact it hasn't had the most consistent spinner. But when I was watching that Dropkick fight, that spinner was looking pretty solid. We'll have to see what goes down here. It looks like they're going to be taking on Derpy. Oh boy, it's a brony bot. In the first round of the competition, Derpy is a wedge bot, classic wedge, 2-wheel drive. Thanks, Charles. Looks like this bot has a bit of battle damage. Hope it's repaired before this battle here, because Cannibal Mini is no joke. What a robot that is. 2 other robots here, Chew Toy and Known Avenger. Pictures of neither. That's very cool. Looks like Known Avenger is a wedge, ranked number 14, so there is footage of it out there somewhere. Maybe I'll pull that up here in a second. Chew Toy, though, brand new robot, aka Ugly Bot. I don't know what that means. Oh, that's a robot I do know. Spiky Steven. That's supposed to be an homage to Spiny Norman. And look, they are in this bracket. It's just a 5-robot competition. That makes sense with the Swiss bracket. If you don't know your old school robot combat, Spiny Norman, let's pull up a picture of it real quick, because I love talking about old school robots. I'll take every chance I get. This is as old school as it gets. Robot Wars USA, 1994, 1996, 1997. There was a robot. People were literally doing what they thought would work back then. I make sure it's on camera here. It's not on camera. I'm a master at this, can't you tell? Let's pull this up in a new tab. There we go. Here's Spy Norman in all its glory. Old school robot. I mean, you can literally see the RC car wheels right here. It was literally just an RC box on wheels. They took a bunch of nails that the guy had around his base. Hey, I think that's a Team All member right there. And stuck it on there. I believe this robot did win a fight, though, so credit to them. Shout out to Spiny Norman. Let me see if I can pull up Spiky Steven here, because this robot is pretty fun to look at. Yeah, here we go. Packed and ready. This is the guy that's making Spiked and Steven. And there's the bot right there. I love all the little safety covers. Of course, you got to do what you got to do to pass safety. Covering the robot. Looks like there's a vertical spinner in there. And a gift bag. You love to see it. But that's a pretty large-sized robot right there, if that's a suitcase. So I am eager to see Spiky Steven fight robots like Cannibal Mini. It's nice to see an homage to an old-school robot at these kind of events. Let's look at that chat one more time. Robotica brackets are supposed to be shuffled later. That's worth noting. Yeah, we'll definitely take another look at the Robotica brackets when we do our midday stream, whenever that ends up being. I don't know when Norwalk Havoc's going to be doing their lunch break, and usually Sometimes they do a second one, sometimes they don't. We'll have to see what happens. And let's keep bringing this chat here. Not sure what Remy is doing to change it, but I'm currently working on ramping up the MILFs. Oh, you're the MILF man, huh? I don't know if you saw the MRCA video, but I straight up cracked saying MILF on the video. I was going to say MILF, like when I was typing down the script, I was like, I'm gonna just straight up say MILF here. But last second, my body was like, don't do it! Just say MILF. So I wussed out a little bit. I do apologize. Known Avenger is a four-wheel drive wedge that finished second at the Matter Hackers March Mayhem event. Let's see if we can pull up footage of that. And after that, we will take a look at the NHRL brackets. Since we are running a little bit short on time, we don't want to cut it off before we can talk about some of these matches here, especially in the Beetleweight bracket. Load. Shouts to Whomper. That's the time I usually get up. Shows how tired I am. And yeah, it looks like you've been kidding. No Adventure is very much a four-wheel drive wedge bot, huh? About as four-wheel drive wedge bot as you get. Hey, that's a solid wedge, though. I think I've seen this fight, actually. I've used it for TCC footage before, funnily enough. But yeah, let's talk about some of these NHRL brackets. We'll hit chat one more time. I don't know. I think it's being a bit goofy right there. Oh, well. And here we go. In the 30-pound class, I don't know too much about Phenomenon or Plyohazard. We'll do a quick search of them in the NHRL chat. I've heard discussion about them. Just haven't seen a picture yet. Oh, helps if I look at the wrong. It helps if I look at the right Discord. Plyohazard, 30-pound. It's the guys behind Liftoff. That's going to be very fascinating to see. And then, secondly, we have Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Had to think about how you type that for a second. Oh, wow. It's your classic vertical spinner, two-wheel drive. So maybe this robot has a shot to make in the finals. You obviously immediately would count it out when you look at how stacked some of these other robots are in this bracket. I mean, 3 BattleBots mainstays here. Team Overboard, you know them for Deep Six. Maybe even more so for Depth Charge with how much it's been talked about in the community lately. If you've been living under a rock, Depth Charge literally went through the Norwalk Havoc. First layer. They do have 2 layers, so it was safe. First layer, the Arena Lexan, completely busted through it. If you haven't seen the footage yet, you got to check it out. They're going to be taking on, I believe it's Chris from the Behind the Bots team. Alternate side. We talked about this matchup very, very shortly in our recent Brazil video. Depth Charge and alternate side. Pretty much robots of the complete opposite spectrum. Depth Charge is a bristle driven, shuffles around using the power, the weight of its weapon and the bristles to move around. Of course, Dustin S1 has said it has made some changes to Depth Charge to make it a hopefully more reliable, more solid robot. I guess the only time will tell. They do luckily have a not threatening robot here in alternate side, like I said, from Chris from the Behind the Bots team. We'll be seeing him on commentary plenty during these couple of NHRL days coming up. And speaking of NHRL, and speaking of robots that we've seen a lot of in the East Coast lately, it looks like the baby straddle. If you did watch Labman Fight Fest a couple weeks back, actually I would say a week back, the Tom Brewster, the guy who made Straddle, who competed at that Labman Fight Fest, which is like a 30-pound huge clone coming from the Monsoon guys. They said they were bringing a 3-pound version of the robot to Robot Rebellion at Midway Rapture, and that robot is loading into the arena. We'll see how well they do. But jumping back to the 30-pound class here at NHRL, alternate side is essentially a 2-wheel drive bristle-driven robot. Not bristle in the same way Depth Charge is. Let's pull up a picture of alternate side, because it's just the best way you can describe this robot is just by looking at it. Maybe if we have I know there was a picture of it earlier. I don't feel like pulling it up for my picture saves here, but essentially it's two-wheel drive, and the drive, brain fart. It's two-wheel drive, and the drive wheels, I should say, the wheels are, I believe, street sweeper bristles. So just two big wheels driving forward. I believe BattleBots captains will be joining him as like crew members for helping with the team. I'm gonna say one BattleBots captain I'm quite fond of. I'm not gonna spoil it. Luke said to keep a close mouth on it. We're gonna keep a close mouth on it until it's officially revealed, whether it be tonight or tomorrow. But I'm pretty excited to talk about it. Who he's working with. But yeah, alternate size versus depth charge. Two very opposite robots here. This robot is street sweeper bristles, and on the end, it's a flamethrower. It's like Stinger if it had a flamethrower instead of a spike, and street sweeper bristles instead of wheels. It's gonna be goofy, but it's gonna be fun. Anyway, ADHD rambling aside, they're going to be taking on, the winner of that will be taking on Toro Feather, who we just did a whole video for. Check that video out before NHRL goes down. Toro Feather recently won IIT Tech Fest in India. These guys beat some of the big teams like Destructo from Team Xenon, Zora War from Team Xenon, I believe a Blanketbots robot as well, to get that first place spot. In fact, Toro Feather completely undefeated during that entire competition. So they're undefeated for the full year. We'll see if that undefeated streak can hold on. I believe it will hold on against Depth Charge or alternate side. Both those robots still a bit unproven. The former, a glass cannon, and then on the other end of that bracket, Phenomenon and Plyohazard. Just off initial what I've seen about it, I'm going to have to guess Phenomenon's going to win, and it's going to be taking on Knockoff White. Knockoff White, of course, another special form of moving around here. It is a shuffle bot with the hammer, so pretty much shatter, but instead of strafing, it shuffles. It's a badass robot. It's got a big plow wedge on the front. Looks like we have, Grab Crab and Vertex competing right now in the arena on the Robot Rebellion stream, if you're checking that out. Let me copy this again and paste it here. If you haven't checked it out yet, robot fighting still going on already. In the UK, we're having Grab Crab versus Vertex here. Looks like Grab Crab got a pretty good grab on Vertex right now, dragging it around the arena. It's been some pretty solid fights in the arena over there, so definitely keep an eye out for that if you want your robot combat viewing to start a little early this morning. We're just 6 minutes away from Norwalk Havoc going live with their video, so we'll see how that goes down. We might still be here for another 40 minutes, depending on when they want to start. So let's not waste too much time here and talk about some of these other brackets. I wouldn't be surprised if Phenomenon beats Knockoff White here. But I am going to go with my gut and say I think Adam Wrigley and his brother, they're probably going to win this one off the veteranship and take on Toro Feather in the undefeated final. Oh, that would be a good fight. I'd be excited for that. I think that would be a Toro win right there. That's, of course, a BattleBots 2019 rematch. And I just think that Toro is a compact robot. Marco Megalario and the RealBots team, they're smart. They have come with anti-axe setups in mind, especially when they saw that Knockoff White was applying, or maybe one of the best 30-pound hammer bots in the world right now. I just think they're going to have the answers to Knockoff White. Plus, it's a shuffle bot. You know, it's going to have those moments where it pops off the ground a little bit. Toro can get under that, cause a bit of damage. That's where I'm seeing it. Let's refresh these Robotica brackets real quick, though. I do know they are going to be doing a reshuffle. Take a peep at that Beetle White bracket. We have some robots that you might be familiar with in it. Stoneforge, Ablation, Mondo Bizarro, that's an old head. Unknown Avenger. Oh, really? 3.0. There we go. They're going to be taking on a robot named Arson in round 1. Pretty solid group of 25 Beetleweights. Hopefully we'll get more news about the Beetleweight class there as well later on in the day during our midway stream. That midway stream is going to be packed because we're going to be trying to play catch up on 3 events at once, plus interviewing a couple of drivers, I believe. So that's going to be a big mess. Let's, I don't know if I'll necessarily create a whole prediction here, but just for the sake of easiness, let's make one here just so we can get this one going. Usually predictions gives me a bracket to predict with. Create a prediction. Yeah, there's no bracket. What gives, gang? Come on. hard to pick a winner when I don't have a robot to pick. I'll let it load for a second. But hope you guys are doing good this morning. I know we're all up a little bit early. Maybe some of y'all ain't up early. I'll tell you what, it's funny. I'm usually up at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. every day, but today I knew I definitely had to be up at 7 a.m. because I was doing this. And of course, once I have to do that, I got up at 7 a.m. today. I felt awful. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. I feel like 8 pounds of droop. But nope, I took my shower, I let my dog out. She's right here by my legs. And we're just hanging out, talking robot combat with all of y'all today. Thank you guys so much for showing up. And, I say thank you all so much for showing up. We're still going for a little bit here, but yes, thank you for being here so far. Really enjoyed you guys. We're all pulling up. Here we go. Here's the bracket. Now we can talk about this a little bit. I have seen Hivelighter, or at least I've heard a little bit of what it's supposed to be. But I got to go with my main man, Chaotic Robotics here. I got to predict Fillibuster over them. For a lot of these, I don't know too much about the robots. I did some research on a few of them, so I know some of these matchups. I believe, so we're going to do some half-brainless fill-ins here with some of the robots I did have some footage on. Here's a matchup I have talked about a little bit, though. Radix and Revolver, these are two brand new robots to NHRL. They are both horizontal spinner undercutters, and the winner will have to take on Mini Toro. I joked about it in the Brazil video that maybe these guys might just want to take that elimination bracket run instead of taking on Mini Toro. But I think Mini Toro might be the most vulnerable robot in the entire Robots trio that they've brought. I mean, the robot's from 2006. It's won events in the past, but I was watching some footage of it when I was getting footage of it for the video. 2018 Robo Games, it looks like it was having some drive issues. It kind of was kind of wonky on the left wheel during a majority of its fights. Very interesting to see if that's going to be playing a factor here, especially when you're taking on horizontal spinners like Radix and Revolver. You know, these bots are brand new, but if they get a win here, that's one way to start off your career. But from what I've seen, I do think I got to go Revolver for that one. Moving on down here, we got Dreadhades and Alex Wang and Camino. We did just look at Alex Wang, I believe. Oh, we got 2 forfeits here. Looks like Caldera is on to an easy move to round 2. That's a good deal for them. Vitanium and Odachi, I've actually talked to both of these guys in preparation for this matchup against Mechanical Advantage. I've probably been the patron saint of gassing up Mechanical Advantage pretty much this entire month, talking about how this is the robot you need to watch out for competing today. It has competed in 4 straight events. It's won 4 straight events. And it's not as unheard of as it is in the big bot classes, like we've said in the past. When Hauser did it, when Byteforce did it, it was insane because it's big bots. It's harder to carry that consistency over, but Mechanical Advantage has done that throughout the year. 21-0 with 15 knockouts. They are going to be the bot to beat, in my opinion, going into this bracket. And they're probably going to be taking on Tothic if they win this matchup against Britannium and Odachi, and I think they will. I think Odachi is probably the favorite here. They are a vertical spinner, but I do have Mechanical Advantage going in over them. Moving on here, we do have the Greatest Challenge taking on RC Car with DIY Table Saw. Now, I believe I have seen the Greatest Challenge before. This is a robot that has competed in Norwalk Havoc before, but I might be wrong. Let's pull it up real quick. Well, I don't think the Greatest Challenge is the giant checkerboard arena. Ah, there he is. That's where I've seen the Greatest Challenge from. I've seen that guy competing in different events. So it's a ring spinner, a bit like Halo from BoogleBots, a bit like Project Liftoff. They're going to be taking on RC Car with the DIY Table Saw. I got to go with that just because I think RC Car with DIY Table Saw is probably going to be a joke bots, but that sounds pretty sick. I kind of want to see what that robot ends up looking like. Triple Stuffed Oreo and Spine Crawler. There we go. We'll go ahead and put Spine Crawler in over on that one. Kremling and Cutting Board. This is where I was cutting off. I was trying to fill in this bracket the other day, but then I got interrupted midway through. So let's pull up some bots here. Cutting Board. I'm not expecting pictures of all these robots. I wish there was an easier way to get them. But we'll see all these robots soon enough. In fact, the NHRL stream, it's about to start. We're probably in our final stretch for the morning stream here, going until they want to go. But it looks like we don't have any pictures of Cutting Board. But I digress. We'll go back here. We'll go to this matchup here. Death by Hit taking on Chicken Nugget Machine. Adam. This is another guy that we're going to be having on the stream, the AMIDST the HAVOC streams later on in the day. Maybe tomorrow. He has Death by the Hit, Team Penguin Robotics. I've known this kid for a couple of years. He's a good dude. He built some pretty solid vertical spinners. But if he gets past Chicken Nugget Machine, he's going to have quite the matchup. It's funny. Both of my buddies here, Chaotic Robotics and It's Adam, Team Penguin, they are both taking on Brazilian Robots if they make it past the round 1 matchup. I'm going to be cheering for them to get past these big names, Twin Beast and Wasabi. They're both taking on AGVS Robots. And Twin Beast is an interesting one. As I readjust here, my foot's asleep. I've been sitting the same way for like an hour now. Whew. I'm not used to talking this much, y'all. This is a lot. But Death by the Hit against Twin Beast here. Twin Beast also from AGVS. They didn't bring a loco this time, and I have a feeling that June AGVS Beetleweight event that we talked about in a prior video we just posted out, our June recap. I think that video was a Norwalk Havoc qualifier because the top 2 robots that advanced out of that competition, Sombra and Twin Beasts, they both are here. They're both competing in this bracket. Very eager to see how they do. Sombra missed out on qualifying during NHRL April. The 3-pound version did. They're going to be here for this one. They're taking on the winner of Hyperdrive and Newbert. Of course, Hyperdrive. Another man. We just have all sorts of NHRL guests. I'm sorry, Amidst the Havoc guests taking on Brazilian Robots in round 2 if they make it that far. That's literally 3 of the 4. And the 4th one, Blackbird, he's already in round 2. Going over the bracket even more here, tease. It's always just a who's this, who's that with the start of these early on bracket matchups for Norwalk Havoc because he has so many of these new robots. Just throw in a couple here and there so we can look at this second matchup here. We got robots like Wasabi. You know, this is a robot that already qualified for. Taking on the aforementioned Fillibuster. We were just talking about this bot. I like Chaotic Robotics. And like I was just saying, with Hyperdrive, with Death by the Hit, I hope my boys make it through so we have something to celebrate when they come over here on the call and we can talk about these matchups. But it's going to be tricky getting past AGVS. AGVS taking all 3 of our 4 guests here. I got to go with Wasabi. I got to be smart. A robot I'm surprised got a buy was Triangles. We saw this robot compete in May, and it's a really sick-looking robot, I will admit. But it wasn't the most spectacular robot, so the fact that they get that buy to the next round is a bit surprising to me. But they are taking on... Oh, I just realized I had an 8 moment. I said Hyperdrive was the robot that's fighting Sombra. HypeTrain already has a buy, so I do apologize. I don't know who Hyperdrive is, actually. Besides the show on Netflix that I kind of miss. But I digress. We're definitely going to have HypeTrain going in over Triangles. Eruption's a highly ranked robot. You got to expect that you're going to be beating Firecracker or Polar Vortex. Left unsupervised. That's a robot which I have seen before and is it's escaping me right now. If I could type. I mean, Lily, Trans Rights Robotics, she's always been a big info gatherer. She's been a big supporter of the Combot Collective since the very start. She's excited for Left Unsupervised, but I have no clue what it is. The 4 mentions of it are not here, but oh, here it is. I think this is it. I like that. It's very Infernal Contraption-esque, but I think Off Kilter is probably going to take care of it. Jackrabbit, that's another robot you can always expect. Andrew Davis is an NHRL regular. That's consistency in a robot right there. You gotta know they're going to round 2. Scramble is your classic drum bot. Outburst is another robot, which I don't think I recall. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy, it's from Alexander. And if you know Alexander, you know it's going to be a crazy robot. Use Outburst. Oh, maybe it's oh, you know what? This might be Baby Tantrum. This might be Baby Tantrum. That would be absolutely amazing. I was wondering when this robot was going to start competing again. That being said, I do got to go Scrambled for that matchup. How are we doing in the chat? Let me check that real quick. Oh, I got you. Greatest Dangerous competed before, not Greatest Challenge. Let's see. Sombra to win 3-pound class. I would definitely see that being a... Oh, I almost spilled water all over my computer. I could definitely see that being a thing that could happen. You know, the team's going to definitely want to try getting in there, trying to qualify for that December finals. Who knows how many more chances they'll have. We're running out of events to qualify for. Moving down the list here even more so. I got a ping. Ow! Oh, it's good to see you, Lily. I didn't know you left the channel. But this is left unsupervised. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love the colors. That is beautiful. We got the trans flag on the back. I bought a pride shirt at Target yesterday. It was really sick looking, and I was gonna wear it for my debut for the first stream today, and completely forgot to wear it. I will probably wear it though during the midday stream because I spent Target money on it, man. I gotta wear it at some point. But let's get back to that 3-pound bracket. Backlash wave pressed me a little bit during that first that May event, so we'll move it forward here. Mini Toro versus Revolver. Even though I did have some skepticism and some worry about Mini Toro, I do think they will get past Revolver. Let's look at Underbit 3 and Aim and Break. Underbit 3, Underbite. I don't know why I said it the way it was typed. I digress though. Let's take a quick peek at these bots here. Same guy who made Perpsplosion. Not too much there. I guess we could also pull up the NHRL wiki. Let's do that, actually. Because I feel like that's going to be an easier way to do this stuff than the way I'm doing it through Discord search. Uh-oh. Watch the stream started like 4 minutes ago, and I'm just going. Okay, yeah, no, they're still showing the highlights from yesterday. Not yesterday, last time. Yesterday, it was 2 months ago. Under bit 3. Here we go. What the hell? I feel like that's some false advertising. I feel like an underbit would be called an undercutter. Or a bot called underbite would be an undercutter. But, looks like it's your classic 2-wheel drive vertical spinner. And it's going to be taking on a robot called Aim and Break. Now, that's a robot I know I've seen before. I do apologize, I can't put a bot to all these names. But, oh no. There's nothing here. It's all bones. They did fight, though, in March. Oh, 1-1, though. I guess they had to forfeit a match. But, looks like the former Underbite, a bit more experienced. I guess I'm going to have them going on to take on Mini Toro. I got to have Dread Hayes going in over Alex Wang. Phenomena. Is that robot related to Phenomenon? I would imagine. Taking on Fred Hawk. Interesting. Oh well, we'll go Phenomena for now. Caldera, of course, has the forfeit to go forward. Now that's an interesting round 1 match, a round 2 matchup already set up here. Voxel version 1 taking on the greatest division. I saw the greatest challenge right there. Voxel version 1 taking on the Vision. Of course, Voxel version 1, the man behind it, the driver who built Voxel's father, I believe, is the driver of Voxel version 1. So we had a bot to drive with. And the Vision, of course, from Seth Schaefer, him the Bloodsport guys. Everyone knows him from his YouTube. He's a great builder. Turns out Redback, the robot we were talking about in the June video, was actually a prior version of Seth Schaefer's Division that was sold to the Australian team. But this version of Division here, it's a solid-looking robot. We've seen Seth Schaefer's Instagram yesterday. I shared it on the Instagram, on our TCC Instagram. They're bringing 2 robots, 2 different wedge configurations. They always come prepared, and they had a very good April when we last saw them compete. So I'm going to actually say they carry that momentum against the older version of Voxel. And they go through here to take on Caldera. It's going to be a battle of Orange Vert and Orange Horizontal. Of course, Tothic, forfeit. They'll be taking on Mechanical Advantage in that round. Greatest Challenge versus Silk. Let's see here. Silk's another one. I'm pretty sure I've watched fight. Can't put a name to it, though. Yeah. Oh, it's this guy. It's my... I I believe this is Fabiani, but I might be wrong. No, it's Christian Cooper. He just has a similar bot. Looks like he has a couple configurations for the design here. Oh, this is a sick bot. This is coming back to me now. Definitely think I got to have Silk win this matchup against the challenge. Pop that right there. Just because, you know, with a robot like the Greatest Challenge, it's all over the place. It's unstable. I mean, if you can get a good hit to maybe this corner bit right here on the Greatest Challenge, get some good bite on one of these other attachments, and maybe you can pop off the attachment and get the damage points you need to move yourself forward. But otherwise, it's just going to be kind of tricky. Oh shit, are we live? Oh shit, we're live! I am so sorry, y'all. Here, while we're here, let's watch Fillibuster fight. This will be the last thing we do. Live reaction right here. Looks like they're still getting things figured out. Fillibuster has lost its weapon. That's a bit unfortunate. But this is the robot that I've heard about it facing. It's a Shredder Evolution-esque design, a bit like Spicy Hugs. We were talking about it earlier in the month. Oh no! I promise I'm not going to be live reacting to fights usually, but thank you, Lily, for the shout out, knowing that this is already happening. We are going to be going to live reacting. I will be in the voice chat after this. So go to the TCC Discord. It's in the little... I'm going to get better at this, I promise. It's in the little URL, that little code, top right of the corner of the screen. Put that in. It's a Discord invite. We want all y'all to come there, check us out. And looks like we already have a bit of a pushing and shoving match here between Fillibuster and its opponent. Ah, this is Hive Mind, I think is what that bot's called. But I'll tell you what, I think Fillibuster's winning this because it's got the wedge. It's winning the wedge war. Might be able to get ahead here. We got a minute 11 left here. I guess I'm going to start wrapping this up a little bit. Like I said, we will be back live. I'm going to be posting on Instagram. I'll probably even say it on Reddit so people know that this is going on, because it won't be as formally scheduled as this one was. I hope I can like make a way to schedule this thing for like a tentative time so it can be whenever. But we're just going to have to see. Fillibuster still controlling the fight. 45 seconds to go here. When we come back, we'll be talking more about MRCA. We'll be talking more about Robotica as well, because those fights will still be going on. Of course, we have two fights going on right now in the world of robot combat. Robot Rebellion, they're doing their matchups as well right now. We got a lifter versus a vertical spinner on that camera. But going back over here, Fillibuster versus Hive Mind in the final seconds of the match. It's become a pushing and shoving match. And I'll tell you what, Crash Fest won the very first matchup at the last NHRL event in May. Fillibuster might win the very first matchup here. Maybe we can see a pattern start. Maybe Fillibuster can make the finals. I would absolutely love that. Does look like Fillibuster is slowing down though, and maybe there are still some spinner action going on there with those wheels. That's the match though. I wonder which of those is Chaotic Robotics. It is very exciting to see these guys compete. It is exciting to see Fillibuster finally compete. I've been talking to my buddy here for a little bit about the build-up for his robot. Oh, there they are. Way to go, guys. One NHRL match down for the day. We'll be talking to y'all later. Look at those uniforms. They look spiffy. But, yeah, we'll be off stream before the next match goes down. I don't want to hold you off for too much. But I've been Sterling Brown. This has been the Combot Collective amidst the Havoc. I hope I will see you guys later on in the day. We will be talking about how the bracket's gone so far. We will be catching up. We'll be seeing what's happening in MRCA, Robotica, and for Robot Rebellion. Robot combat all around the world. 3 states and 2 nations here. You love to see it. But I'm going to wrap it up here. And we'll be talking more about robot combat. I don't know when. Just come back when NHRL does their lunch. We'll be talking more about it. Hopefully we'll have Ethan here. I guess Ethan's oversleeping. It's all good, though. I didn't have to do no mid-stream format editing. I digress. We're going to start cutting it off here, though. Let's go to that. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you later today. And we will also see you late tonight after the events when we do post-show recap of everything that's happened today in MRCA, in Norwalk, and Robot Rebellion, at Robotica. Robot combat everywhere. You love to see it. Thank you so much for watching.